Hey, have you ever felt like you're just going through the motions in your faith? You go to church, you say the right things, maybe you even read your Bible sometimes, but deep down you wonder, is this real? Is this enough? It's a heavy question, and it's one I think a lot of us wrestle with. But what if I told you there's a passage in the Bible that speaks directly to this? A parable that acts like a spiritual mirror, forcing us to look at what's really inside our hearts. Let's turn to Matthew chapter 13, starting at verse 47. Jesus tells a parable, one that's often overlooked but is so powerful. He says, "Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a dragnet that was cast into the sea and gathered some of every kind, which when it was full they drew to shore. And they sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but threw the bad away." Now let's break this down. The sea in the Bible often represents humanity, the vast chaotic ocean of people. The dragnet is the gospel, the good news of Jesus, being cast out into the world. And notice what it says, it gathers some of every kind. This is so important. The net doesn't discriminate. It doesn't just catch the people who look good on the outside or who have it all together. It catches everyone. The church, the visible body of believers, is full of every kind of person, just like that net. You've got people who are on fire for God, and you've got people who are just there for the social club, the music, or because their family made them come. The net catches them all. But here's where it gets intense. The parable says when the net is full, they draw it to shore. This represents the end of the age, the time of judgment, what many believe is connected to the rapture and the tribulation. And what do the fishermen, who represent the angels of God, do? They sit down and they begin to separate. This isn't a quick, careless process. They sit down, they carefully sort. They gather the good into vessels, and they throw the bad away. Whoa, that's a stark contrast, isn't it? So what makes a fish good or bad in God's eyes? It's not about being a perfect, flawless fish. It's not about how shiny your scales are or how well you can swim. In the context of the kingdom of heaven, being good is about being genuine. It's about having a real, living, transformative relationship with Jesus Christ. It's about your heart being truly surrendered to Him. You're not just caught in the net of church culture. You are truly His. You are the wheat among the tares, the real deal. These are the ones gathered into vessels, kept safe, secure, and brought into the Father's house. This is the picture of the rapture, being gathered and protected before the chaos. But then, there's the bad, the ones thrown away. Jesus explains this himself just a couple of verses later. He says, "So it will be at the end of the age. The angels will come forth, separate the wicked from among the just, and cast them into the furnace of fire. There will be wailing and gnashing of teeth." The bad fish aren't necessarily atheists or people who openly hate God. Remember, they were in the same net as the good fish. They were in the church. They looked like believers. They swam alongside the real Christians, but their hearts were not right. They were fake Christians, as the topic suggests. They had the form of godliness but denied its power. They were hearers of the word but not doers. Their faith was just a label, not a life-altering reality. And they are thrown away, left behind. They aren't gathered into the vessels of safety. They are left on the shore to face what comes next, which the Bible describes as the Great Tribulation, a time of unprecedented trouble on earth. This parable isn't meant to scare us into submission. It's a loving, urgent wake-up call. It's Jesus pleading with us to examine our own hearts. Don't just be in the net. Be one of the good fish that God is looking for. Don't settle for a faith that's just for show. Pursue a real, deep, authentic relationship with Him. Let Him transform you from the inside out. Because when that net is finally pulled to shore and the sorting begins, the only thing that will matter is not whether you were in the net, but whether your heart truly belonged to the fisherman.